several years and have neglected to do anything with. And I need to take it back home finally. So that's what Killian and I are on the road right now with the trailer behind us back there and dragging it through the South Carolina countryside on this beautiful day. Head down there and we'll talk more about the truck when we get down there, and you can kind of see what it is, and I'll tell you more about it. And it should be a good time. Hopefully get the old girl started and be able to drive it onto the trailer rather than winch it onto the trailer. So with that, we'll see you bright and early in the morning and we'll start wrenching. All right, good morning everybody. We're here, and me and Killian. Say hello, Killian.
What's up?
And just show you what we drove this down here for. And it is a 1982 Ramcharger, and she's a little rough. So I got this truck in February of 2021. And we affectionately call her the corn dog because, as you'll see, there is a lot of corny things that have been done to this poor thing. And it's been messed with a little bit. Can you see that, or maybe that, to fit those? There's just 35s, but so they put some kind of lift on it. But what really was corny was that they took the front axle out and put in some flavor 70s GM Dana 44 with drum brakes on both sides, and the steering geometry was, well, let's just say not even close. So it was a death trap. Had no brakes when I bought it, and it did run barely. And it is beat up, missing a few pieces. Tailgate opens, and you can see I've already been back here this morning trying to sort through some of the brake parts, and had a little oil catastrophe. My jug of oil in my box, luckily kept it in there. Well, it split open right there on the corner. I guess it was sitting funky, and it split open and spilled all over all these parts. But you see, we got the door panels here. Came with a floor pan, shockingly, which is nice because, well, we'll dive into the front seat and show you why we need a floor pan. But when they did the back, they found a two-wheel drive Dodge 8 3/4 rear end. I guess that's how they matched the gear ratio. They wanted a higher one. I can't remember, like a 391 I think is what they had in here. So what I put back in, I've worked on this once after I bought it. What I put back in as a downgrade, I believe it's a 350 something, 354 gears out of another truck, which I'll show you here in a minute. But I'll tell you, the reason you want this vehicle is evident when you look under the hood, and it is that the purple air cleaner. I mean, who could resist that purple air cleaner? It's just incredible. It's kind of on there, and it's sitting on top of a 2-barrel 318 that at one point did run. So that's what we're going to try and do this morning, to see if we can redo that. But when I was doing the brakes the last time I messed with it, you can see most of the trucks here, trying to charge the battery up, get it, see if we can get any fire out of that this morning. I doubt it. It's ancient. Came from Walmart. Must be good. The grill, it is missing some pieces. It's on there a little loose, kind of put on there with whatever flavor, or not put on there, with other flavor of fastener they had in their coffee can at the time. Lots of zip ties, lots of stuff not right. Like, got some interesting engineering here to the ground strap, to the what would be the tire iron holder. Yeah, I think that was to get the blower working, I guess. So I don't know where that power lead is coming from, but I'm gonna have to figure that out. But yeah, she's a beast. But I'll tell you what, really, it's not really the purple air cleaner. This is why I bought this truck. There you have it. Everything you could ever want in a vehicle. Now, wait, which is it? Well, it's that. And that is not original, I'm pretty sure. Because you don't usually take a 4-speed vehicle and yank the steering column out of it and put in a column shifted steering column. But maybe they did, because, well, it's the corn dog. So let's take a look at the floor. And there you can also see the starter that I yanked out of it. It's a good floor. I mean, it's, somebody's done some quality patching on it already, which is really sweet. They folded that. You know what this is for? This is the lip for the door seal. So that's gonna have to be undone, which is cool. I like doing that kind of thing. Fuse box conveniently hanging over the clutch pedal. It's what you want. Here's the well, here's the starter ignition set. Came with that really nice Craftsman screwdriver, so that was a win. Yep, I'm pretty sure that this 4-speed was jammed in here. I have no idea. Hope I can figure out what flavor of 4-speed that is, but judging from the front axle, I'm gonna guess it was probably it might be some sort of GM 4-speed. Don't know. Bolted up to a 318, so I have no idea if that's even possible. Maybe it is a Mopar flavored 4-speed, but either way, it's a 4-speed. Dig the khaki flannel looking design, checkered seats, and they're in great shape. Look at that. Yeah, it might have been chewed by a mouse or two once, but I think it's fine. Yeah, it's got some spare, ooh, broken door cards. Little console. It's got the roll bar in it, which I believe was a dealer installed option. I don't think that was a factory thing. Back seat's still in it. Back floors are fine. There's some seat covers to throw over these front seats. And well, it sure looks like it was an air-conditioned vehicle. And well, that thing's long gone, but it'd be nice to have. But let's face it, I never use it, because you got air conditioning right here. It's all you need. Whoop, hey, that doesn't open. Curious. Yeah. Oh wait. Oh, there we go. Here's your air conditioning. All you need. Obviously, was a maroon vehicle. Pretty cool. Nice color. And then they decided to get out the rattle cans and do her in tan. And July of 1982. Yep. Couple of dents, a little dust. And my favorite. You see there? Raccoon, possum maybe? Tough to say. A little dusty. These are super nice. Boy, I bet you that'd hold your weight. Yep. Yeah, the emergency brake cable, not so much. Drive shaft, not so much. Well, the drive shaft from the transfer case to the 8 3/4 they had in here was tiny. Will not fit with this, so I got to get another one. But I have a borrowed one in case I get this one. Look at these glass packs. Just turn down. You know, we don't need to hang that anywhere. It does look like an NP205. Let me see if I can read that. Yeah, it's a 205. And I don't know what that transmission is, but it's a transmission. You know what that looks like? A Chrysler, what is it? That 4500, I think. What is it? Somebody help me out. I don't know. That looks like the exact same. Oh, look at the custom stack of washers. I'm sure this was professionally installed. Yep, no doubt. Oh, yep. There you can see I already got the new Dana, well, new to this truck Dana 44 in. Still need the drop pitman arm on there, but details. I did manage the last time when I put this in, I got some new calipers on it, but ran out of time. So today, got to run some brake lines. Front and back, those are rusted and rotted. Not too worried about the back. I doubt there's anything going on good in those drums. There's the underside of the custom flooring. Yeah, that holds your dirt, so when you're riding home and you clean her off, it gets in the driveway good. And let's see, what else? Oh yeah, the lower quarters, they're a little crunchy, but this is easy stuff to fix if I care to. It's not gonna go too far. In fact, I tell you what might be nice, drill a couple more holes and just let the mud and water run out. Cut the whole bottom of that thing off. Rocker is rocking, and a couple of dents. Hood, let's see if I can get that. There's a split right up there in the middle where they banged it on something good. I don't know what, but original hood. Still got the shockingly, still got the emblem on it for the most part. But as I mentioned, got a donor truck. Been junkyard picking. The biggest problem with this vehicle, which is hence the donor truck, is I don't think we'll be able to see it yet, but up in here, up in the rad core support below the battery. Well, let's put it this way. This is where the inner fender should be bolted up, and it's not, because it's gone. And the only remedy for that is a new rad core. So we got that work cut out for us down the road. This side's still attached, but not good enough for me. It's got holes. It's got a lot of problems. So we'll get that swapped out. But first thing, be able to get it running. If we can get it running, we'll put a drive shaft in it. Then we'll think about brakes. So we're not going to run down the road in this thing anytime soon. The tires may look good. BFG MTTA 35 12 50, but they've got the rot. They've got the rot, and they don't hold air great, but they do hold some air. So yeah, a little bit more rust on this side, but that's going to happen. It's an old vehicle. Fuck shocks. Yep, don't know. Did they really need that? Seems excessive, but maybe they were hardcore. Yeah, I doubt it. Hey, there's a brake line. Sweet. I was ready to just plug that back in. Hey, that's not rotted. That's good. Well, pretty decent back here. A couple of pinholes. Yep. Alright, so getting started with the wrenching, and well, now I remember, obviously I think I mentioned it a few minutes ago, that took the starter out, messed with the brake lines, proportion valve down to the front axle, because of course that had a pinhole in it when we put the axle in it, etc. So now I'm getting ready to put the starter in, because I just wrestled that homemade brake line back into the prop valve to the front brakes. Kind of an important one. Looks, you know, dirty, good, rusty up under there. I think that'll be fine. And it was kind of interesting, the high quality made in China parts, the clip that holds the soft brake line into the bracket is, well, it's 3/4 of an inch across, and it only needs to be a 1/2 inch to clip that soft brake line into the bracket, so that the brake line from the prop valve down will stay in place. So yeah, we're off fishing an old parts truck, try and find the proper one, and now I'm going to go ahead and start putting in the starter. So what we've got here is a starter, a newer starter. I'm not putting the old huge one back in there. I'm gonna try out this newer, what some call a mini starter, but it's not. It's just a starter for a Dodge Dakota, and I know they work because I put one in my other truck. First thing I'll do is make sure this seat's up in there correctly. I'm gonna hunt around and see if I can find the wires. Oh, there's the wires. And hopefully I was smart enough when I took the old starter out that I put the nuts back on that, because the new one, well, oh hey, it's got them. Sweet. Winning already. So early in the day too. Yeah, I'll go ahead and get these off of here. Now we're just going to check that it fits up in there. Come on, little guy. A little tiny star washer. Oh, just a lock washer. Alright. Ooh. I see one problem. That is the nut for the top appears to be missing. There's a stud right here. But first, let's just see if this thing fits okay at the centering pin. Yeah, she fits. So now that I know it fits, I'm going to go ahead and wire it up. Maybe. And let's see if I can find the nut. Oh, well, that's interesting. Find the nut that goes to this, looks like fine thread. I don't know, 9/16, 5/8, something. For the top stud. And, all right, let's see if we can get this thing going. 5, 10. Nope. Yep. No, that didn't go. Did it not? Nope. The wires over the terminal. Like hard. Now there. Ooh, hey. Oh, stay. Good. Oh no, stay. No. There we go, stay. It's always the little guy. Oh no. Alright. You don't want to go on there. Go to your happy place. Alright. Hey, that's better. Fingers are too big for this little tiny guy. Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. What I didn't bring with me is the appropriate sockets to tighten these down. But what's cool is that the starter gets a little heavy, even these mini ones. This truck does not have headers. It's just a cheapo, well, no, it's the factory exhaust manifolds. She's not high performance, but that's okay, because someday this old 318 will be gone. All right, time to go get some wrenches. Alright, sockets, wrenches, stuff. So while I was just farting around looking for sockets, I thought, well, you know, let's look on the floor where I showed you the old starter was, and let's just see if we can find the nut for that stud. And there's a lot of hardware laying around up in the vehicle, but I saw this little guy and I thought, you know, let's give that a shot. And bingo. Man, it's been a while. Like I said, I bought the truck in February 21, dropped it off down here, we got it running, drove around the parking lot here till we realized, well, this is a death machine. Parked it, realized needed to fix the death out of the machine, and it's the axle swap and the parts truck and the whole 9 yards. And I think it might have been, I don't know, maybe 2020, maybe 2023, I think. And I come out here and did the axles, and after taking some of that garbage home, turn it over there. And oh, you know what I didn't do? Oh, hey, let's finish what we started. And then I ran out of time, typical, and ended up, well, leaving it in a mess. And so it's good that when I put it all away, I realized I needed some of this stuff. And I mean, sometimes I'll surprise myself with forethought, but not usually. Oh, that's too big. The size of this nut is what I like to call small. Yeah, that's too small. Let's go with one between. And yeah, there, yep, that's the one. And that is, yeah, it says it right there. It's small. And now let's see. We tighten on there. Yep. Yep. That's going on. That's tight. Tight enough because it's a copper stud. Don't want to honk it down too crazy like. And then what's the other guy? Maybe ½ inch. No, it's Chinese size. Half wants to go on there, but doesn't quite. You know what? Though it's gonna fit. It's gonna. We'll just make it happen. Yeah, that's a Chinese ½ inch right there. Accuracy. High quality stuff. Ordered this starter online the other day, knowing I was going to be down here fiddling with this, and came the next day. How about that? Wait, nope. Yeah, nope. Nope. No, there. Yeah, let's call that good. And these smaller starters, you can actually get to the bolts. And, well, that's nice. Wait, now, did I speak too soon here? Oh, yeah, that's the right one, for sure. Perfect. I'll set that over here. Thank you, son. And Joey went to get the clip that I was saying that didn't have. Where is that? Oh, there it is. Ooh, yeah, all right. Boy, that's going to be an issue. All right, now, see if this bottom one will go in. Maybe. Time. Yeah, maybe. Oh, all right. Okay, now we need bigger ones. Well, I think these are 9/16 inch. I can't read that. Let's just try. Oh, 5/8 maybe. Yeah. 5/8.
Slide that damn timber under the 1/4-inch plate. It hit right on the edge of my ankle bone on the edge. My God almighty.
That sounds fun.
I didn't even hit it hard. It was just there, you know.
Song of my people. Yep, it's a good song. What you call an all-day bolt, fine thread. It's the song of my people. I can only assume it's going on.
1/16 of a turn.
It's a fine thread, 2.5 mile long top stud for the starter.
And a 1/16 of a turn at a time. Nice.
It's fun. Oh wait, I think we were getting to the end of it. That feels tension. Oh yeah, that's getting tight. Now you don't want to overdo it, because well, it's probably coming back out in 20 minutes because it doesn't work. All right, bottom one, coarse thread, soft thrust, eyeballs. Yep. Hey, daylight come and we wanna go home. Oh boy. Are we stripped out? This should be there. Something tells me. Nope, like spiking. Remember, kids, this is going into aluminum and it's a steel bolt. I think that's as tight as I want to do it, maybe. Well, the starter doesn't move, so let's call that good enough. All right, to the top. And see if that battery's got what it takes. All right, everybody's been waiting for the purple air cleaner. I mean, this thing is sweet. Nice filter, high quality filter. We'll reuse that for sure. Oh, wait. Yep. That looks pretty good. It kept, you know, the stuff out. Might have had water in it at some point. Difficult to say. Take good care of this stuff. It's purple. Now, we're gonna clean the carburetor. Looks like it's brand new. Alright, and let's just let that soak a minute. Now we got to deal with this. Over here, the fuel pump. See if that works. It used to, so it might still, and if it doesn't, I guess back to the parts store and see if they have one. I didn't bring one. I have a shelf full of them at home, but that's just time to get in there and get dirty and disconnect all the lines. And I could try with the gas that's in the tank, but I'd really like to see what color that fuel is coming out of there. And it's got, come over here and take a look down in here. See, now this has got the fuel return on the fuel pump, and well, if I cut into this fuel pump line here and come out of a gas can, Well, all it's going to do, if the pump does decide to work, is come out. Maybe some will go up to the carburetor. Probably a lot of it will just go right back to the fuel tank. So what I may do is delete this for now and get a clear filter so I can see what's happening. And you know, I think we'll just try it from the tank if it'll start. So we'll be back in just a minute to see. We'll do all that. Won't bore you with the details, but then we're going to try out that starter again. And you know what, I'm just going to leave this filter in it because it's probably fine, and I don't feel like hacking in all that. And more importantly, it went to just test to see if the starter would spin, and it didn't. And then of course that led to checking the starter relay, and well, that was bad. Went over to one of the old trucks over there, yanked one off, and now we got starter crankage. So got the booster on the battery, and we're just gonna load her down because that fuel pump ain't pumping yet, probably. Oh, hey, that's a lot. Just see what happens and just throw the coals to her. Use the Craftsman starter. Girl's been setting a long second, and how long is she gonna run? I don't know. I don't know if the fuel pump is pumping or if it's a 1-barrel, by the way. I said 2, but choke is working like a champ. Nope. Well, it should be running out of gas by now. I put some down in the bowl. Damn, she's running. This is cool. You know what we're going to do now is brake line and maybe a drive shaft. Because you know what? She's running. So let me get after some brake line. Oh, wait, die. Dying? Gonna die? Nope, just idled down. Perfect. All right. Well, so change of plans. It runs now, right? So we're gonna go ahead and throw some brake lines on this joker. And well, let's take a look down in here. And you know, that fuel pump is pumping because, well, that hose is soaked with fuel now, and there's fuel down in the grime on the cross member, and yeah, so it's pumping. And so I'm going to go ahead and tear into this, replace these with some fresh fuel line and a clear filter, and we'll just delete for now the return. That'll be fine. So that's the next step. And the mighty 1-barrel roared to life and then died as soon as I stopped recording a few minutes ago because, well, it's just probably not getting enough fuel from the fuel pump yet. We're going to do that and then start on brake lines up front. This should be easy because well, while we were under there with the starter, we got the other hard brake line in, and from the prop valve down in the middle, and so now we just got to do the thing. And I actually, from a long time ago, have some pre-made brake lines that are real pretty, so let's throw those in here. So while I spend 45 minutes putting a fuel filter on, Killian's up under here wrestling the drive shaft in, and that drive shaft is out of my 85 Ramcharger, and let's just hope that all the yokes are the same. So he's taking care of that for me, and I'll keep on with the fuel filter. All right, up underneath the here now. Now we're going to try and get this hose back in because, well, the bolt that holds the banjo fitting to the axle tube did not fit through. So I just took it into the shop and run a 1/2-inch drill bit through it. I love the precision parts we get. They're so inexpensive these days. They're really nice. See if we can throw this joker back up in there. We got it running. Got the brake line. Got the brake lines gone. Now see if she'll idle high enough. Alright, so what we're going to try and do now, see if the brakes that I put on there are going to work. The back brakes are clamped off with a vice grip. Yeah, I just did it. Run it full forward a minute.
Tailgate won't stay shut for nothing.
Our steering's gone.
Oh yeah, baby.
Well, good morning. It's the next day and we got everything done we're gonna do yesterday, but I figured I'd take a minute to show you the junkyard that I mentioned, and also show you some of the, well, where we're getting some of our parts from. First, to start off with, this is the General Motors Dana 44 drum unit that they put under the corn dog, and it was bad. The General Motors steering arm, you know, from the knuckle it's nowhere close to it was a different system, you know. And so drum brakes that didn't work, and nice Dana 44, and like I said, I think it's got a 391 gear set in it, so we might, you know, Craigslist this up to somebody that wants parts of it, or the center section, I don't know, whatever. But anyhow, they so this is, I think, what my son affectionately calls the white rusty turd. And I bought this for, I know you're gonna laugh, but I paid too much for it. I bought it for $800. But there were some key things that it had. So it's like a, I don't know, a 89 or 90 Dodge. That'll buff out. Rough. All right, didn't buy it for anything other than I desperately needed the front end that was under here, the Dana 44, for another project, which is a sordid and long story. But these later model Dana 44s had a better wheel bearing and knuckle setup than the 70s stuff that I was rebuilding. Much better to work with. So I really didn't need the front end so much as the knuckles, and they are impossible to find and very expensive. But the other thing this had was a running 360, and that obviously is no longer here. So that's, those two items alone are worth the $800. But we have gotten other pieces and parts off it. It is in bad shape. It's ready for the junkyard for sure. But this will all go to scrap metal, and it is not good. I mean, anywhere you go, it is just destroyed. Bottom of the door, inside the cab, it is, hey, looks like mice have started inhabiting it. Hey, this is pretty nice. Nope, that's junk too. It's got a beautiful stereo system. It smells really bad in here. It is just absolutely junk. There's just nothing worth anything for this truck, except the back glass. Actually, we're going to keep the back glass. Windshield is, you can see the crack there, it's broken. Door glass would probably be worth saving, maybe the vent windows, but we're running out of time. Hey, a wasp nest, that's pretty cool. Bed, junk. Just absolutely junk. And but it also, there's more bed, but Dana 60 rear, and that'll be a keeper as well before this goes off to the scrap heap. There's some more of the rust, but so totally junk. You can hear the noise. Good hood came off of it. Got the good rusty patina on it, which is really cool. And we might snag this for the corn dog, because, well, it's got the dent right across the spine. But that leads me to the truck I'm leaning on is the red rusty Rocket. All right, yeah, if you're wondering all the noise, Killian is actively trying to snag this steering gearbox, and this thing lived out in the Outer Banks of North Carolina, and it is rusted. I think the engine seized up in it, and somebody did some work to it years ago, and something with the exhaust manifolds. Looks like they put new spark plugs in it and everything. But the biggest problem with this truck is it had no title, and you know, I picked it up for 500 bucks. Don't even want the engine really, because it's just a big unknown. Maybe it'd be worth a core, but it had a perfect hood. You'll notice that there is no front sheet metal on this, because we pulled the core support off of it, and that is also going to keep the corn dog alive, which is obviously much more worth saving than something like this. This one has perfect doors on it, both sides. Those are keepers. And it's also got a nice split window back window that the lock is not broken off of it yet. So we'll take all that off of here. Ooh, hey, a nice cargo light. We'll keep that. Bed, absolutely destroyed and gone. I couldn't give this away. Tailgate is, I don't know, maybe somebody would want it. Actually, the tailgate's really nice. Huh. Maybe I'll keep that. Got a big step rear bumper. A little bent up, but it's probably worth keeping. Just running out of time to get this stuff off of here because it's all got to go away soon. But anyway, we pulled the starter relay off this yesterday, and then the final one is this 88 or 89 D100, and it had a 318 that was locked up. My brother bought it at auction for 800 bucks, but it had I mean, the interior was spotless, the doors, everything. The bed was too. So this isn't the bed that came on it. The bed that was on it was perfect. This bed's got some rusty spots and starting to get crunchy, but this was on his 4-speed W250, and so he took all these parts here for his, and that's what you saw in another video. This is the 360 out of the white rusty turd, and so this is definitely a keeper. Good engine. It ran, we heard it, we fired it up and heard it, and so good to go. So definitely I'm gonna keep this. But so that's the quick tour of the junkyard, and we continue to strip away parts because the parts are worth more than what you paid for the whole thing, which is just crazy. But anyhow, all right, we'll talk to you soon. All right. Got her all strapped down and cross-strapped, and I think we're gonna be good to go. Check the tire pressure. We'll check that again in the morning before we blow out of here. Went across the body here, keep it from rocking so bad, and then of course axle's strapped down, so she weighs a bunch. So it's squatting the poor 5,000-pound trailer. A good thing they derate them when they label them. So here we go. What do we got here? What does this thing weigh? A lot? Doot. I don't see it on here. It should say there we go. That's a long number. I don't know. It's a number. I think it's probably about 4,500, 5,000 pounds. So it's gonna be a long trip. See you tomorrow. Back to the homestead, and no big problems. About 5 hours on I-95, and now it's time to unload all the junk. Well, we're safely back home in the Rusty Nuts garage and got the corn dog here, and pretty easy trip. Went a lot smoother than I expected with getting it running after having sat for about 3 years not running with some unfinished work. Brakes are okay, just the front brakes is all we got. So now I got her in the shop here. I can really dig into the back brakes, fix a lot of the little annoying things, maybe try and find a carb rebuild kit for the little 2-barrel. Just climbed under the engine, and it appears that it's a 1976 318. So for whatever that's worth. So probably very little original left in this drivetrain. But figure out what we're gonna do with it. Right now that 318 will stay put because it's a decent little motor, just needs to run a little better. So we'll see what we can do to make that happen in the near future. Right now, just got a couple of little odds and ends to tie up with it, and then I'm gonna park it outside for a while. So hope you enjoyed this video, and thanks for watching.